Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Natasha Jamieson, host of Natasha's Lips, Tips and Great Flips. Our show addresses various aspects of overall wellness, offering expert insight in living your best life with strategies that are beneficial to a healthy mindset. This is my passion and I hope that I inspire you to live your own. We have a fabulous show for you today as we welcome VeRAWonica, a raw vegan plant food coach and chef who is here to help us understand the benefits and transition process in eating clean. Welcome back. Joining us now is VeRAWonica, the foodie food girl. She is a raw vegan plant food coach and chef. VeRAWonica is here to help introduce us to this clean raw food style and discuss the benefits of transitioning to eating clean. VeRAWonica, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. I can honestly say that you're the queen of all things clean and raw, and this is a massive subject to discuss. I'm intrigued.
I'm glad you are.
Good. So I need to ask the question, what is a raw vegan plant food coach?
Okay, well, first of all, vegan basically means that you don't eat any animal products or any byproducts from animals like eggs, cheese, dairy, yogurt, that kind of thing. And raw means you don't cook any of your food. So what you're doing is you're actually keeping all the nutrients, vitamins, enzymes intact by not cooking it past 118 degrees.
Right.
So that's what that is.
And how did this food style begin for you?
Pardon me?
The food style. How did this food style begin for you?
Actually, it started with my dog. My dog was very, very sick, and I took my dog to a holistic vet, and the vet suggested I give her animal appropriate or pet appropriate food, which was raw meat. And so I asked the vet, why raw? And he basically said, because you know what? All the animals on the planet eat everything raw, and they're never sick. They only die either if they're harmed or if they're shot or, you know, in war with another animal. And we're the only animals that cook our food, and we're the only animals that get sick and have disease and, you know, all these other things. So it just was like an aha moment, and then I started to research, but there was very little information when I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that you talked about your dog, but people are going to wonder, why raw foods? Like, what's the appeal for us?
Health and wellness, really. I mean, the benefits of eating raw is you keep all your nutrients intact, vitamins, as I mentioned before, minerals, all the enzymes, and so what happens is it actually feeds our cell, and it's really an optimal way to eat. It's like high octane gas, you know, it's like fuel. Right. Sort of like when your body's like a Ferrari, you're not going to pull up and get cut rate gas, you're going to put in the high octane gas, so the performance is much better and it's longer. Yeah. So that appeals to me, health and vanity.
Well, yes. Well, tell us about some of the benefits, because people might not be aware.
Well, I'm 61, and this is all natural eating raw. And so what happened was when I started, I was menopausal, and so I had that belly, and I went to the gym and I could not get rid of it, and it was like crazy. And when I went raw, my weight just dropped off because my body was really burning the fuel that I was feeding it, and my energy level went through the roof. And not only that, I haven't been sick at all. I don't take any medication. I mean, friends my age have all kinds of issues, and I say to them, you can heal yourself with food. So that's really why I'm doing it. And it reverses the signs of aging, which is probably the #1 reason I'm doing it.
Of course. Well, you know, a lot of the celebrities, you know, are raw vegan. Madonna and Demi Moore. But how do we know that this food style is for us? I mean, they have everything at their disposal. How do we know that it's a fit for us?
Well, listen, I can only talk about what's happened to me and the people that I coach. Their health has substantially increased, and their stamina as far as energy, you know, they're not reaching for fake energy like caffeine, like coffee, or, you know, some of these energy drinks. You know, I have a green drink that I promote. I say green is the new black.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, green is the new black.
Green is the new black. And, you know, I have a freebie on my website where people can download Green is the New Black, and it also gives you recipes. So a lot of people don't know how to start. And when I started, I just didn't have very much information. There was really not a lot of stuff available on the internet. So I painstakingly, you know, spent quite a long time writing a program. It's a 6-day program on eating strictly raw plant-based. Plant-based meaning non-animal, okay? So there's no inflammation.
Right.
So you don't have to go to a chiropractor. So you don't have all these, health issues that you get from eating
proper nutrients.
animal meat and animal byproducts.
Yes.
So there is bread, it's raw bread.
So what is that, how is bread raw?
I use what's called a dehydrator.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that, but
yes.
You can turn it up to 118 degrees, and what it does is it actually sort of cooks your food, or at least keeps it warm, or it also takes out the water content in your food. So you can make bread from, you can make onion bread, flaxseed bread, you can make all kinds of things. You can make wraps, you can make crepes, you can, it's amazing. And so what happened was I was so intrigued by this lifestyle because, there's only 5 things I eat. I eat fruits.
Yes.
Vegetables, nuts, seeds, and superfoods. That's it. So when I started, I went, I can't have a salad every single day.
Right.
Now I can, but when I started, because I was eating so much food, I was eating quantity over quality.
Yes.
So I became a raw plant-based chef. So I got my certification, and it just took me to the next level. Like I can make raw chocolate and things like this,
and
and
you have to bring
raw
me
cake
some.
and raw cookies. And I'm telling you,
I love it.
My challenge being Austrian was I wanted to create things that were similar to my upbringing, like an apple strudel. So I've kind of made an apple strudel. So I always say it's kind of like this.
Yes.
But my palate is so clean that I don't want the sauces and the gravies, and we disguise so much of our food with all of this stuff. It's crazy.
We eat more, and I know that you talk about that as well. But if this is not a good fit for somebody full-time, can you be a part-time vegetarian, raw vegan?
Well, you know what it is? If you can incorporate one green drink or one green salad or one fruit salad.
It's a benefit, right?
Of course it's going to help your body. It's going to actually feed your body. It's going to feed your cells on a cellular level, and your body's going to be doing the happy dance.
Yes.
So, start with that. That's all I try to do is just start with something.
That's right.
A lot of people, I ask them, have you eaten raw before? They go, no. And I went, you've never had a banana?
Yes,
You've never had an apple?
That's right.
So
we have
that's
to
raw
take
food.
a break.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We are speaking with raw vegan plant food coach VeRAWonica about the benefits of eating raw vegan. As you know, this is a hot subject that people are currently talking about, especially with celebrities like Victoria's Secret model Miranda Kerr. The movement to this food style is huge. So naturally, having heard that a raw vegan coach was coming on the show, you can only imagine the multitude of questions people had about this food style. Are you open to answering some?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So here we go.
Okay.
So people really want to know, how do you get enough protein on a raw vegan diet?
Well, that's the most popular question I get. And just so that everybody knows, the largest animals on the planet eat plants. And so what happens is the plants have all 22 amino acids in them. And when they chew and break open the cellulose of the plant, it turns into protein in the body. So we're not really eating protein. What we're eating is amino acids. So all plants have all the necessary amino acids. So when you put your stuff in the Vitamix or your high-speed blender, boom, you're good to go. You get lots of protein. And nuts are high in protein, and dates, and there's all kinds of things. All fruits and vegetables have some degree of protein in them.
Well, that's really good to know. But that was one of the questions. Probably the top question would be, how can you eat on a budget with a raw vegan
Another
lifestyle?
Question that I get often. So when I coach people, I basically talk about their grocery cart and what they actually put into their cart. How many boxes, how many cans, how many packaged goods, how many times do you go through the drive-through?
Yes.
How much does that cost? Did you order out? Do you go, do you order in? So when you think of all the money that people spend on, that kind of stuff, what I call dead food, why don't you invest that money and buy organic, live, living food for your live and living body? So you have nutrients and things like that. And not only that, but wouldn't you rather spend the money now and enjoy your life in a healthy and, fun way as opposed to later when you have to pay the doctor?
I don't think that people think in those terms,
Yeah.
though. They just think, this is my budget, you know, these are my financial circumstances, and they could be like a variety of issues.
Yeah.
They don't see the benefit in kind of long term.
Yeah, that's one of the things how I coach people. It's a mindset.
It is, of course. It's always mindset.
It's a mindset first, and then it's a food style.
Yes.
And then it becomes a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So there's a little bit of a transition. You know, listen, you can't just go from, you know, eating meat to, you know, eating a dandelion.
Right.
Like it just doesn't work like that.
No,
it takes
no,
a little bit
does.
of time.
And so how long
Yeah.
would you say? Just like it's different, I'm sure.
It's different for
but-
everyone, and it depends on where somebody comes to me from. If somebody has come to me and they're already a vegetarian or a vegan, that's half the battle. If somebody
Okay.
is like eating steak and potatoes every single day, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But it's like everything. You have to want it.
Yes, that's
You have
true.
to want to be healthy.
Yes.
You have to want to change.
Of course.
I can't change you unless
Yes.
you want to be changed.
Well, that's it,
And I can't help you
exactly.
unless you want to change.
And I know that some people think, like, you know, how long is it going to take for me to feel better, to look better? What is your answer to that? Because we're instant gratification. You know that. We want everything now.
Instantly.
It's instant.
You have a green drink, that energy goes right through your body so fast. It's like putting IV in your veins. It's
You're
like, you know,
kidding.
like green juice in your veins. Absolutely.
So even somebody that's been like on different types of diets?
100%. A green drink will immediately give you energy. Immediately.
Okay, now
Yeah.
for people that, you know, because anytime people change, like, you know, lifestyle or, you know, some sort of diet or they exercise, they kind of feel a little foggy headed.
Yeah.
How do we eliminate that?
Well,
What's your...
that happens because your body is detoxing, and one of the things that we start with is we start with elimination first.
Okay.
Before we introduce anything.
Okay, meaning?
You have to eliminate certain things out of your diet before you can introduce the good stuff. Okay, your body
Okay.
has to get climatized, and that's called cleansing. I'm sure you've heard the word
Yes, of course.
detoxing.
Yes.
So what happens is when you get a cold, when you feel like clogged up, or you feel like you have a head cold, or you feel, you know, foggy, lightheaded. That's your body actually detoxing, meaning getting rid of all the toxins that you put in your body, and it's trying to eliminate it out of your body. So very high volume of water to flush all the toxins out of your system is the first thing that we would do.
So with no food?
Again,
with
I would
food.
have to assess where somebody is, but to start a true cleansing, it would be a water fast first.
For how long?
Again, however long you can do it. See, the
my.
mindset, most people go right away, I can't do it.
Right, of course.
So it's like you can do anything you want to do. You know, there are people that have done 40 days on water or more.
Wow.
It's master cleanses.
Yes.
So it depends on how long you can actually do it. The longer, the better. So if you have the mindset of, you know, I'm not going to die, I'm not going to starve,
Yes.
and I'm helping my body, I'm healing my body, I may become healthy, might lose some weight,
Yeah.
might feel better, I might be happier, I'm not going to have my depressed moods anymore.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's a
no-brainer.
win-win. You have to, again, mentally stimulate yourself that this is a win-win situation.
So for now, just kind of going the other side of that, I know a lot of menopausal women have asked me,
Yes.
you know the fluctuations in like internal temperature, hormonal, emotional, mental factors like the sleepless nights, cold sweats, all of that. What can this sort of diet, like the benefits?
Well, that's
what can
a
they-
lot of the people that I work with, and I experimented a lot on myself going
Sure.
through this. But I'll tell you, this food style, because it is so packed with nutrition, and it's really, you know, high octane fuel, which is what I like to call my food. It will feed your body in such a way that you'll sleep better. You'll have peace of mind. You will lose some weight, which, you know, as women, it'll make you feel a little bit better as well. The hot flashes go away because your body starts to climatize with food. You know, like if you cook your food or you desire hot or cold food, it means your adrenal glands are taxed. You're very stressed out. So when you start eating food at room temperature or a little bit warmer, what it does is it climatizes with your body better. And so for menopause, I think it's just like try it this way first without drugs.
Yeah,
That's all
absolutely.
I'm saying. It's
Of
just,
course.
you know, just try it. And again, what you mentioned earlier, people want very instant
Fast,
gratification.
yes.
It's sort of like any kind of alternative homeopathic. It doesn't happen overnight. Homeopathic remedies, help over a period
Yes,
of time.
they do.
And aspirin will help you immediately.
Right.
But I always say if you have a headache, drink water. Your brain
Yes.
needs to be hydrated.
Sure,
So there's many things that I coach people with. And you know, we get into all kinds of things like just cleaning the fridge.
Yes, well, yes.
You know?
Of course, that would be the first point. So I want to make sure that our viewers know the takeaway, the top few things that you want them to take away from today's segment.
Well, I think it's the way to go. I'm living proof that you can have it all. You can have energy, you can reverse the signs of aging, you can have great hair, great nails. I mean, everything just radiates. Your skin becomes so clean and so clear. Your mind becomes clear, your focus is much better. That foggy brain is gone. You don't have that anymore. You have no more headaches. You don't need to take pills. You drop your weight. I mean, oh my goodness. And another thing that happens is a spiritual releases even more so. You become more connected to all things on the planet. And actually you can no longer, you know, change your diet back to eating animals. You just your consciousness won't allow you to do that anymore. So it's been a really interesting journey for me. Really interesting in this food style is you get to taste what food really is.
Exactly.
It's not disguised anymore. And the other thing is we hide in food, in emotions. And when you eat this kind of food style, you don't have any more places to hide, and you start really cleansing emotionally as well. And so that's a really great weight off your whole being as a person.
Yes.
You know, to really be in touch with yourself, to be in touch with your emotions, your intuition, and your spirituality. It's really, I love it.
Yeah, that's, well, we can see
I think
that
it's
you
raw
absolutely-
amazing.
I think it's raw amazing too. I think that's fabulous. And I have to know before we go, because I'm sure that we're almost, it's time for us to go. What is your treat on this? Like, what is your go-to? I have to know. Is it the chocolate? It would be for me.
You know what? I've always been a savory person.
Okay.
So I love sauerkraut, which is really crazy.
Sauerkraut.
And for raw fermented sauerkraut, I just love it. And it's so full of probiotics, so I really love it. And I also love chocolate, so I make raw chocolate with nuts and wild, you know, dehydrated blueberries, and it's just so delicious. And you know, I've just, like I said, I have a renewed love for things from the earth.
Yes, of course.
You know, and being more conscious and aware from earth to table to mouth.
Yes.
Because honestly, all your ailments start with what you put through your lips. Everything.
It's very, very true.
Your health. And
so how long does it take you to kind of prep yourself?
Prep myself,
Prep
like
yourself.
for the show?
No, not for the show, not for the show. Just like to do like a meal prep. I think people would want to know that. How much time do they have to invest maybe?
You know what, everyone? You have to prep for everything in life. You have to prep, you know, for going on a TV show. You have to prep for going to the gym, you know, going to the movies, going to work, everything.
Yes.
And, you know, conventional eating, you know, if you make a lasagna, you've got to prep all your stuff. So it's the same amount of time, it's just different. You're not cooking, you're not going to boil anything, you're not going to burn anything, you're not going to spend time with all that. Whatever I've done is pretty much instant.
That's perfect.
You know, and I love this lifestyle because it's fast. I don't have to do any pots and pans. It's like
perfect.
It's fast for a lifestyle.
Perfect. Well,
for
on
my
that
lifestyle.
note, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us and for being on the show.
Thank you.
And